how strong is Kale? And just to get into the video, uh, Justin and I have been going back and forth. I'm Slice, and Justin and I have been going back and forth. Um, I originally thought that Kale was maybe Namek Frieza level, and Justin hit me with some knowledge, and so we're gonna walk you through our preliminary discussion that we had, and see where things go from there. Justin?
All right, so yeah, we talked about Kale and where her power level was at. Of course, she goes berserk and everything in the tournament of power. So basically, when they're fighting against Goku, and he goes Super Saiyan Blue, and he uses a Kamehameha wave, she just tanks that. So it's like, okay, how strong is she? I don't think she's Super Saiyan Blue level by any means, but even their base forms as Saiyans, they're so much stronger than they were back at the Frieza saga. So that's why I'm like thinking she's much stronger, probably Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3 at this level. And the reason I say that is because when Goku's fighting with her sister, they're both at Super Saiyan 2, and I feel that Kale is going to be stronger than that. So she's fighting him. He powers up into Super Saiyan Blue. That puts her much stronger than the Super Saiyan 2, but I don't think she's near the Super Saiyan Blue level. So, what are your takes on that, Landon?
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right that she's definitely stronger than Super Saiyan 2. Um, I don't know. I don't agree that she's stronger than maybe on Super Saiyan 3 level because Super Saiyan 3 was Buu level back in Dragon Ball Z, and now that's been even without God Key, that's at least double, if not triple, what it used to be.
Right. Yeah, Goku is not using his Super Saiyan 3 a whole lot, but I feel she's probably somewhere between Super Saiyan 2 and Super Saiyan 3. But yeah, that I watched that fight, for how short it really lasted, and a lot of people seem really impressed by her power. I mean, even Vegeta's kind of like, oh, look at this monster, this is crazy. But then of course Jiren comes in, knocks out like one blast, so you see the power level difference there as well, and what Goku's going to be up against.
Yeah, I mean, she's nowhere near Jiren. One hit knocked her unconscious at least, and so. But I think Jiren is probably as strong, if not stronger, than some of the gods of destruction. So I don't think that says more about him than it does about her.
Yeah, I didn't want to compare, like, make her too strong, but I do think she's stronger than her sister as a Super Saiyan 2, because she did reach Super Saiyan 2, and I don't think she's quite as strong as Goku as a Super Saiyan 2. He did have to power up. It's not saying that she's stronger than that, but I would put her somewhere in that range. His current level of Super Saiyan 2 and Super Saiyan 3, which he seems to not use as much anymore.
Yeah, I think probably somewhere between Super Saiyan 2 and Super Saiyan 3. Or if he added God Key to even his Super Saiyan 1 form, he would destroy her. So what do you think? Big question. What do you think of Kale versus Legendary Super Saiyan Broly from the original movie? Forget the other two.
Yeah, of course, in the original movie, Super Saiyan Broly, Legendary Super Saiyan Broly, was fighting 4 Super Saiyans and Piccolo, pretty much no problem, until Goku just magically gets all that power and defeats him with like one hit. But he's fighting 4 regular Super Saiyans, so he seemed really powerful at that point. But I don't think as much as they've all gotten so much stronger, I think Kale's going to be stronger than him at this point. If that Broly were fighting against today's Z fighters, he wouldn't be near as strong, or wouldn't appear to be near as strong. So I think Berserk Kale is going to be, quite a bit stronger than Broly. Agree, disagree?
Yeah, I agree. I think there was a Japanese magazine at one point that said he had a power level of 1.4 billion, but that, of course, that means nothing. Uh,
Yeah, power levels are just kind of, after the Frieza saga, it was just kind of like, okay, where's power levels even at this point? Because there's no real mention of that.
yeah,
Of course, people make up, some kind of scale for it, but a lot of what I base mine on is comparisons to other fighters.
yeah. I mean, the only way that would be helpful is to, like, we know Frieza was 120 million on Namek, so 1.4 billion obviously one shots Frieza. That's the best you get from a number like that.
Yeah, yeah. It's just that's one thing, but that's for another topic. It's like how Frieza's power level is like so high as it is. It's
Right.
power increase, but that's for another video. Um, yeah, a lot of where I come to my conclusion is based on where Goku is fighting. Well, he basically fought the two sisters, so he's fighting them, and I compare what his Super Saiyan 2 and Super Saiyan Blue powers are right now compared to how much of a fight he was putting up with both of them.
Mm-hmm.
So um, I think that potentially she's somewhere between a Super Saiyan 2 and a Super Saiyan 3. And as far as her sister goes, that she might potentially reach Super Saiyan 3 and she may even surpass that Berserk level. So I wouldn't put Kale too strong,
Mm-hmm.
especially since she's learned to control it. I think she had more raw power, at least as a Berserk level. But since she's learned to control it, it's more helpful to her. But I don't know that she is putting out that raw power.
Okay. I want to get to some comparisons between other characters in the tournament of power. Uh, but I want to start you off with a curveball that we haven't talked about. What about Kale versus Android 17?
Kale versus 17. Well, I don't know because you kind of look at the upcoming episode where 17's going to be fighting. He's taking a few hits. It looks like. I've been watching some of his fights. I don't know. They're probably not too far off in fighting and their fighting power. I don't know. It's kind of a tough one. I don't feel like I feel like 17 probably could win, but since Kale's learned to control it, like I said, I think her power isn't as much raw power, just uncontrolled power. Um, I don't know. I'd probably actually still go with Kale on that one.
Yeah, I might. I'm not sure that I've seen enough feats to say what he could do on offense. I think his barrier could withstand her attacks. So I think he can handle Kale on defense, but I don't know about offense.
Yeah, and that's one thing about you have the androids, and they basically don't run out of energy. So you've got that too. Um, Kale is, I mean, she's a Saiyan, so she can run out of energy, whereas the androids wouldn't run out of energy. I mean, just watching the fights, I feel like I would probably go with Kale, but that's
Yeah.
just a few battles that I've seen.
Okay, so what about Kale versus Mystic Gohan in the
Um,
tournament?
in the tournament, I think that Mystic Gohan would probably be able to win that one. Of course, Mystic Gohan also has more battle experience, it would seem like, than Kale. But I don't know. I feel like Gohan's going to go pretty far in this tournament. And as far as they fight, I feel like Gohan's going to make it further than Kale. Although I like Kale, so I like both of them fighting. So I feel like Gohan would probably win that one.
Yeah, I think Gohan could probably handle her pretty easily. I mean, maybe he'd struggle a little bit, but I don't think it would be a long fight.
Yeah,
Um,
got back into his mystic power. I feel like he could do that because when he fought like the preliminary fights, yeah, I would probably go with Kale. But since he's got training and everything, he started fighting with Piccolo and everything. I think that he could take Kale now.
okay, now that you mentioned Piccolo, what about Kale versus Green Saiyan versus the Green Man himself?
Yeah, and we talked about that before. I feel like Kel could probably win more in raw strength. Piccolo may win strategy wise, but I would probably put my money on Kel. And I know you talked about it. You were more in the Piccolo camp than I am.
Yeah, I think they're probably about even if they're going all out. Um, I think definitely even now she has control of her form as of the last episode. I think he still definitely has her on techniques, and that's why he would win.
Yeah, I don't feel like they're too far off in power. I mean, Piccolo's obviously been getting stronger as time went on. Um, it just seemed like he was more of a main character back around Cell Saga, and then after that, he didn't seem quite as much of a main character. But he's definitely been getting stronger. You can watch the fights that he's had, where he's been training Gohan and everything else. So I feel like they're probably around the same power level.
Yeah, I think that's right. And I don't know who in raw power would be stronger, but I think they're probably a couple of the most even fighters uh, that we could match up.
Yeah, and yeah, I think Piccolo is he's very experienced as far as a fighter, whereas Kale, she has all that raw strength when she transforms, but in her original form, she's just kind of nervous and timid about everything. So she's kind of been training under her sister, and she seems to be, not that what's the word I'm looking for? I guess she's not as experienced as some of the other fighters, but she has an incredible amount of strength. So that's kind of why I feel like another reason Piccolo's somewhere in that range with her.
Yeah, I agree. Um, so do you have anything else?
Um, yeah, that's probably it for this video. There's several things that we could probably talk about in future videos, but the point of this one was trying to get some kind of idea of how strong Kale was. So, but maybe we covered that topic fairly well.
Yeah, I think that was a good discussion, and I want to thank Justin Amos for joining me on this video. And please rate, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you next time.
Peace.